Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Sports, and it's our Lions versus Rams post game a day later because I was at the game yesterday. Didn't get home till midnight, and they were already asleep. But it was a great game. It was a great game to be at, and Lions winning their first playoff game in 32 years, reading their playoff drought that they had of 9 straight playoff losses too. And with the 24-23 win, Matthew Stafford's return, he played great too. It was just a great all-around game.
Further, basically buried the whole SOL thing because in the past, for people like me, and I did during most of the third, fourth quarter, I thought the way the defense was playing, the Rams were going to come back, but the defense stiffened at the right times, and we won a game that in the past we would have lost. We hung on. I mean, it was unusual to see all this stuff, and I'm getting used to it. It's good. Getting a little more faith, getting to believe a little bit more. I certainly, like I said, I don't think same old Lions is dead. And what a way to go! What a great night for Detroit sports. Good job, Red Wings.
We will see how the rest of these playoffs go. I feel good about the next round, regardless of who we play. But more into the game that we're talking about now, with the homecoming of Matthew Stafford. People out there who are upset about the boos, honestly, being there was no tribute to Matthew Stafford. There was no directed booing at Matthew Stafford. I'm going to start that out very early in the video. For anybody who is criticizing the booing of Matthew Stafford in general, it wasn't towards him. It was towards the Rams. Whenever they walked out, they booed the Rams team in total, not Matthew Stafford directly. There was no video tribute. There was no showing him on the big board. It was straight to the Rams. But going towards his play, he played great. As we know Matthew Stafford to play, he threw for 367 yards, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. The defense was very spotty, but they played in the one spot that mattered, and that was the red zone.
Yep, that's what listening to people and watching it, I think, it was pointed out. They were in the red zone 3 times and came away with 3 field goals, where we were in the red zone 3 times and came away with 3 TDs, and that was the game. They must have had more scoring drives than us, I believe.
But we actually had more plays than them in total, I believe. But I could get more into that. But
really,
I believe we have more scoring plays than them.
I just felt that Stafford seemed. It would surprise me that we held them to.
We actually, my bad,
23 points,
same amount.
Huh?
It's the exact same amount of plays.
Wow. It felt like through that game that they should have scored a lot more because they were in the red zone quite a bit more.
Yes, they were.
Matthew Stafford seemed to be like every third down he would pick up. Like I said, it's just what this team is. There's nothing we can do about it. And hope the defense just shows up at the right time and the offense gives us enough points. Me personally, I think this will be a tougher team than what we'll face in the second round.
Yeah,
I think the Rams are better than Philadelphia right now, and they're better than the Bucs.
And you beat the Bucs,
so we beat the Bucs badly.
So when it comes down to right there, kicker, right? He had his own playoff struggles too, but he ended up 3 of 3, so he was perfect. We were waiting for a miss to happen, and again, that red zone defense is the only reason that they got those kicks because the Rams would have won if it wasn't for your defense showing up in the red zone. Because third and long, the defense sucked. Third and short, the defense sucked. You got the third down, but they got the third downs.
It was a lot of fun. It was a really great playoff game. The only thing that kind of disappointed me was the offense in the second half.
Yes.
I thought, up until they made that clutch play at the end, where they came up with what they needed to run the clock out, they played bad. I don't know. They got away from the run. I think they only rushed for like maybe 20 yards in the second half or something like that. That's their thing. Run the ball.
Yeah.
And it looked like the Rams kind of had game planned against that and stopped them when we got away from it too early, I think. Yeah. But maybe that's just my opinion because it didn't seem like they could throw the ball very well either in the second half. It just seemed like the Rams defense stopped us time in and time out.
Yeah, they didn't run for much. They ran 79 yards in total between Montgomery and Gibbs. Each of them did have a rushing touchdown. Goff threw for 277 yards and 1 TD. Both teams got sacks. Goff was sacked 3 times. Stafford was sacked 2 times. One of them he tripped, but he was down twice in the backfield. And the crowd played a big factor too, because when not many people are fully talking about that, the fact that they made the Rams use 2 timeouts early in the second half. If the Rams would have had 3 timeouts to end that quarter, the Lions would have had to do more.
Right.
But they only had the 1 timeout. They had to go and try to stop them, and the Lions just made the one play that they had to, and they did it.
Right. I just want, like I said, I'd like to see, at least in the next game, because I believe we should win the next game, and go to the NFC Championship game. Now against, if San Francisco is our foe, I'll say that we probably won't win that game. But I think, like I said, it's I want to see a consistent 60-minute effort from our offense, because that's what's going to take us places. It's just, like I said, I'm not going to criticize anybody because they played. I was so happy for Goff to be able to get that off his back. As much as he says it didn't bother him, it helps. It's
you could see the emotion at the end of the game that he was feeling,
right,
and the fact that also the crowd was behind him with the Jared Goff chants,
right.
It probably helped him a lot to actually feel like he has done what he wanted to do and complete his own goal, personal goal, even though it might not been all out there, but a personal goal to beat that team, to have the city behind him and hoping that he can achieve those goals. And as he continues, right, if they win another playoff game, I mean, he's going to be up there and talk to the top QBs for the Lions in their history, regardless of really how it's played. Just in recent history between him and Stafford, if he goes and wins another playoff, even right now, you have the argument of who might be better in Detroit Lions history between him and Stafford, just because of the playoff success that's already happened between Stafford and him. You're building your way there.
I don't think you're there yet.
But you're building your way there.
Yes. I mean, certainly championships mean more. But Matthew Stafford was a hell of a quarterback for us for 12 years. Wasn't his fault that we didn't get to where we were going to get. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, now I think we're going to get to the NFC Championship game. But we can't overlook who we're going to play next.
No, you can't take either one lightly. Said,
Dallas losing basically eliminates that Dallas game. It means nothing, because now we got what we wanted: 2 home playoff games, and let's use them. Let's use that advantage. Get to San Francisco, hopefully. We might have 3, the way Green Bay's playing. We might have 3 home playoff games.
We might.
And that would be, wow. Like I said, we're not going to talk about the Packers right now. But,
no, we'll do a playoff video later on this week, probably Wednesday, after everything's done. Get all the videos out. But it is going to be a fun time downtown, especially Sunday, with the Wings and the Lions playing at the same time. It's going to be crazy down there.
My Wings, man. I love hockey.
But like I said, if the Lions can play the same way they did this week, spread the ball around, your running game's going to be better against both the Rams or the Bucks than they were this week. If you do the same thing that you were doing, you spread the ball around, you threw to 6 different guys, 2 different people running the ball. Laporta will be better. You might have Khalif Raymond back next week, and you're going to be on track to getting healthier than you were.
I'm feeling good about this next game, regardless of who we play, because I think we played the toughest team we could have played, except for San Francisco. And and maybe the Pack. I don't.
The Packers are heading in a really good direction right now. They are hot. San Fran is probably the only team that takes them down just because of history. They're the kryptonite to Green Bay, as Green Bay is to the Cowboys, as the Cowboys are to us when it comes to playoffs. Right. We always lose to the playoffs to the Cowboys. Green Bay always beats the Cowboys, and San Fran always beats Green Bay. That's how it's always gone. So likely it's going to end up being.
I remember the Shannon Sharp catch. Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp catch in the playoffs against us. So, but that's my bad memory with Green Bay Packers.
If you look at the total of the game, though, keeping on with the Rams, it was an even game except for total yards. Same amount of plays, right? About almost 100 more yards in passing, basically. It was a 357 to 255. Same amount of rushing yards, just off by 11. Rushing attempts were more by us. That's why our passing numbers were lower. But red zone, they're both had 3 chances. We just converted our 3. They didn't. Same amount of penalties for the same amount of yards and same amount of time of possession. The only difference is about 10 seconds on the clock.
Everything
It was an even game the whole way.
Right. And the stats were like that before the game. So everything lived up to what we thought.
I thought it was just going to be more of a shootout, but it wasn't. But great.
Well, it was in the first half. It was like second half, something happened, and the defenses basically did enough to keep them down.
Yeah, but overall, good game. Can't wait for Sunday. It's going to be a fun day for Detroit sports with Michigan and the Lions winning this week. Everybody's happy, and hopefully next week we got the Wings and Lions winning again on the same day, and we have another good week of sports. But with that all being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the game down in the comments. Share the video around. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.